You don't think we have a problem with mass migration?
It's hard to breathe, but that's alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's your boy again, Shady, the one and only. And today, guys, we are back again with another hot video where leftists find it difficult to understand pure common sense and logic. Nana Akua brutally silences guest live on TV after she said this. Guys, let's check this video out, okay? You guys need to hear this for your own selves and judge. Pure classic.
Even the Labour Party have suggested that people will have to be able to have a certain amount of money. If you go to any country, go to America, want to settle in Australia, any of those countries will say that you need to be able to support the people that have come with you, and none of them will allow you to bring an unlimited amount of siblings and people who are related to you. So I think it's perfectly reasonable.
I understand that, and that was just one of the things that you asked me. But again, it's being framed differently from Labour to Reform, because they are not saying that, you know, it's the immigrants. They're not saying it's the Muslims. They're not saying that these are the sort of like uncontrolled people echoing us and them, as in the other. There is a difference when there is rhetoric that has been spewed to inflame and to be divisive amongst communities.
Be specific. Okay, so which slogans and which rhetoric? Because otherwise what you're saying is rhetoric. Which be specific? Because when you're saying that they're doing something that is not acceptable, then what is that? Give me a slogan. Give me something else.
I just said the slogans, us versus them, you know, people that are coming over here and the migrants that are taking over and things like that.
They've never said that the migrants are taking over. I've never heard that. What they have said is that...
Other people have. I certainly have.
Well, who has said that then? Who?
It's the general public that vote for them, that even say that if the reform comes in, people like myself and people like even you should not be here. Why is, you know, an African...
They have never...
Did you hear that? She said people like myself and people like you. So she's trying to pull her to her side by force. She's trying to guilt trip her, okay? And then she said an African. She... Why did you have to mention an African? Nana is talking. She's not even referring to her faith or her ethnicity. She's talking as a British person, asking questions. And you're trying... Hey, let's hear that again. Us versus them slogan. I've not heard that. I've not seen those slogans. Us versus them. Us. Nah.
It's us versus them. You know, people that are coming over here and the migrants that are taking over and things like that.
They've never said that the migrants are taking over. I've never heard that. What they have said is that...
Other people have. I certainly have.
Well, who has said that then? Who?
It's the general public that vote for them, that even say that if the reform comes in, people like myself and people like even you should not be here. Why is, you know, an African...
They have never said that.
As a Muslim speaking.
Yeah, but you're saying people who support them, and you can't be specific which people.
Guys, hold on. She said an African and a Muslim speaking. She called a race. She's calling an ethnicity. She's calling a peoples, right? A people versus a faith. Because in a faith, there are people of different colors. There are blacks, there are some whites, there are some blacks, there are some whites, there are some Asians. You know, it's a mixture. I still don't understand why people have to go maybe as a Muslim or as a Buddhist or as a Christian. Why not as British people? Because this is further pushing the us versus them. As British citizens, why must it be as an African? As a Muslim. Why?
Well, who has said that then? Who?
It's the general public that vote for them, that even say that if the reform comes in, people like myself and people like even you should not be here. Why is, you know, an African...
They have never said that.
As a Muslim speaking.
Yeah, but you're saying people who support them, and you can't be specific which people. You're saying there are slogans.
I'm talking about most people that support them, and even their counsellors. Even their counsellors. No, they have been taught for racism. You just want to blind something.
There has been racism.
Because you don't have another option. Everyone thinks that Farage is the way forward, but it's just a racist party majority of the time. Even if they don't come out that way.
Okay, but just talking over me and not giving me a chance to just respond to some of the things you're saying doesn't make you right.
Yes, exactly.
Look, the people who support Reform UK are just the general public and general people. Are you saying that those people are racists?
A lot of them are, yes.
So you're saying that as a general, so you think in general the people that support Reform UK are racist? Is that your...
I think
you genuinely
there's
think that?
different amounts of people that will vote for reform, and a lot of groups that will vote for reform will look at it as a party that is the far right, who is like Europe, who wants to come here. And Nigel has a sort of history of being, part of that, where he will actually say that, you know what, I'm not racist, but this policy that I'm doing clearly, is in defiance of that.
No,
it doesn't matter what people say.
I
You
think
might disagree.
that's a huge insult to many people who have looked to Reform UK to fix some of the problems that this government have created and the government before that.
Well, they can polish their policies.
And most people would admit...
But it's the truth.
No, but most people would admit that we have a problem with mass migration in this country, and it's unsustainable.
Yes.
Most people would accept that. That doesn't make people racist. You don't think we have a problem with mass migration?
I just said no one disagrees with the fact that there should be control and better processes.
Well, that's what the policy is.
Dividing communities, as if to say it's all Muslim that's wrong, it's all immigrants, they're all criminals. And
why do you always have to say Muslims, all Muslims, then go all immigrants? You're separating Muslims from immigrants. Being a Muslim is a faith, right? It's a faith, an ideology, like Christianity is a faith. You can call it an ideology, all right? Being an immigrant is just a person, regardless of their faith, right? Immigrating to a place. Why do you always have to separate? You see, this is where the us versus them comes. Why do you have to separate them? All right, you don't hear Christians saying, we Christians and those immigrants and those people. No, like this is where the division comes from. All right, just refer to immigrants as immigrants. You don't have to say as a Christian, as a Muslim, as a Buddhist, as a this. Come on, Fatima Mohammed.
You don't think we have a problem with mass migration?
I just said no one disagrees with the fact that there should be control and better processes.
Well, that's what the policy is.
Dividing communities, as if to say it's all Muslim that's wrong, it's all immigrants, they're all criminals.
They've never said that.
That's what it's all about.
They've never said that. They want people to have enough money to sustain themselves when they're in this country, and I think it's perfectly reasonable. If they don't, then they should leave. And as for indefinite leave to remain, the Labour Party are doubling the period in which people can claim it.
Guys, need I say more? Need I say more? This video was just self-explanatory. Like, you see how clearly this Fatima Mohammed was trying to talk over Nana Akua. She was trying to talk over her, shut her down, as if that will make her right. That is a classic tactic. Yeah, one of the classic tactics of people that are on the left. I'm not here to condemn anyone, but based on facts and based on the debate that I've watched, people on the left, they want to shut you down because they feel they are right and you're wrong. And they want to shout loud, hoping that, you just agree with them. But no, when you speak facts, you don't have to shout. Lay your facts. When you speak, I'll let you speak. When I speak, let me speak. All right, but when you speak, people on the left are allowed to talk. They talk, and when they're done, and the other party is answering, they want to talk over them. They want to talk over them and shut them down because they don't want their views to be heard. Classic. But anyway, big up to Nana Akua. All right, she brutally silenced her. Well, not literally silenced her, but the facts spoke for themselves. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section, guys, okay? I still am of the opinion that whatever your faith is, whatever your religion is, we should stop saying, as a Christian, as a Muslim, as a this, as a that. It should be as a British citizen. All right, you don't have to shout about your faith. Your faith is your faith. We shall know by your fruit. By their fruits ye shall know them. All right, let your acts, let your deeds speak for yourself. You don't have to go about shouting, oh, we Muslims just do it this way, immigrants do that way. That is division. No? Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section, okay? Because it's time we spoke the truth and we came together and realized that if you're British, and you should do what puts this country first. All right, peace.
Oh, I love you more than words can say. You are me. Oh, you are the light that shine in my way. It's you I need. Oh, I love you more than words can say. It's you I need. Oh, you are the light that shine in my way.